Keep doing is rehashing the same old, and keep thinking about the same old, and keep it in limited ideologies. The evolution of matter. Matter has evolved into endless life forms, including humans. Life forms are perpetually connected to and contain these frequencies. So even though you see a very attractive male and female up there, if you really had super eyes, superwoman or superman eyes, you would see that what you're having is very, very fast electromagnetic frequencies going on. That in this particular case, developed into a human being. But believe it or not, the chairs you're sitting on tonight have frequencies too. Obviously the lights, that's more understandable by you. You can see this large screen coming out of a computer. But all of this initiates where again? From the sun. Appearance and perception. This is a big problem we have. We're all into appearances and perceptions, but we don't think much beyond that. As well as limited imagination. That's human's biggest curse. We have a stunted, very small, very petite imagination. Has propelled humanity into a deep sense of insecurity. So although we think that matter makes us feel secure, I'm on a solid ground. It can never move. What happens when there's an earthquake? Do you follow? That's blown out of the water. Oh, I have a tumor. They've measured it. It's bad. Everyone who's ever had that tumor dies. Guess what? It came and it caused us to disconnect from the totality of endless life. Now what does that mean? What does totality mean? Everything you see and understand, but everything that's well beyond what we see and understand. All isolate ourselves from the balanced rhythm which gives rise to all life. Now let's talk about that. A very large lake, and it's a gentle wave that's contoured. It's perfect. Now I'll give you a sound too. Let's put on top of that a Bach concerto, violin concerto. So the universe is all working like a perfectly contoured wave, always in perfect balance, always with nature sounds on top of it like a Bach concerto. And you and I are frightened of that, so we stand aside and look back and we try to control that. And this is why we have such a planetary disaster today, and this is why humanity is sick today. Because we've estranged ourselves from that natural rhythm, that balance that you were born to. An infant knew this. An infant was willing to be part of that. But then once we started to be conditioned into thinking that we were beyond nature, beyond God, if you will, beyond the universe, if you will, then we started to strike out and try to control. You all following me? It's pretty simple to see how easy we got off track. Disorder and one of its stepchildren, disease, has grown into the so-called norm. Now, do you think it's normal that we all get sick and die from the disease? Again, our limited imagination says, oh, of course, when you get old, you get sick and you die, and that's just the way it is. And I had the privilege a couple of times in my life to be invited on university expeditions to tribes as a nutritional expert, where people commonly live well beyond 100, and they're laughing and running around like children at that age. And there's total equality and happiness, and I never hear nearly the laughter I did in those tribes anywhere here in the, quote, civilized world. And they seem to be following that rhythm. They seem to be happy. They seem not to judge anyone. Women are equal to men. Children are considered important. All of these things are what we've lost because we're frightened. Look at not only our lives,